Thanks for joining me as we create this 2-page layout. Hi, this is Amanda with Crafting with Amanda. Small business or artists need your help. You can help by subscribing to their channel, liking their videos, or leaving a comment. These actions help their videos reach more viewers. You can practice doing that right now. Thank you. So it's been a long time since I've scrapbooked, over 1.5 years. I was excited when I ran across this envelope of real photos in the midst of our chaos. So last night I went and found dates and when all of these were taken so that I would have an idea. So I'm just laying them out. I'm limited in what paper I have access to right now. So I was kind of hoping to find some photos that work with the colors of the paper, and that's exactly what I did. Not necessarily the theme of the paper I would have picked for these beach sand extravaganza, but the colors work perfectly. So now I'm just going to go through the paper pack. I'm jumping ahead on this because it was a really long recording, and I'm cutting apart the Picture My Life cards. I'm looking in the magic book to find a layout that has the number of photos that match or will work with the number of photos that I have. And I love that Jeanette Linton's books are laid out this way, that you get to see a little thumbnail of the sketch, but also it tells you how many photos, and you get an idea for the size of photos. So again, I just want to make sure that the colors are going to work with my pictures, and then also pick the pattern paper and the cardstock that I want to use in this layout. I really like this brick paper, and I kept going back to it, but I just couldn't justify it in the layout. So now I'm going to mat some photos. I pulled out some craft paper and some French vanilla. It's not white, it's a off-white, and I absolutely love the new French vanilla. So here I'm dry fitting the cut pieces and the photos, and I've punched out some of the complements and embellishments that I hope to use on the layout. I'm going to punch out some more. These were all part of the paper kit and complements from a long time ago. There was lots of paper in the kit, and I'll have a lot more of this to play with later. So I'm just kind of punching out what I think I'll need. And I really like those little sunglasses. And I'm trying to figure out, well, glasses. I'm gonna make them into sunglasses. So now I found this stamp set with the banners. It's a birthday stamp theme, but I thought that that would be fun to do with the beach. So I grabbed some inks, and I'm just stamping all 4 of the banners in the different colors, and it's kind of nice that way because then I can cut them all out at once. And the colors I'm using are Bluebird, Lemonade, Nectarine, Raspberry, and Lagoon. And that stamp set, I'm not sure which one it is. I use the Seaside Scrapbook stamp, the Cricut My Life bundle, Chelsea Garden, the card making bundle, and Say It All stamp sets before I was done with this. Oh, and I used toffee ink to distress the edges of all the pages. So you can see the mini blending ink tool there, and that's what I use, the toffee, to kind of muddy up the edges like it looks like it's been playing in the sand too. You can see all the banners are cut out there on my mat. I was doing a virtual craft and crop, or create chat and craft is what I call them, and so I was talking at the time, and apparently I talk with my hands, so I apologize for the delay in that. I decided to take this Picture My Life card and fussy cut it. I'm not typically one to fussy cut, but this is what we have to do. So for stamp sets, I'll scan them and load them into the design space so I can use them over and over again. But a one-off Picture My Life card, I'll go ahead and fussy cut. So again, just kind of dry fitting, auditioning where things are going to go. The banners, because there's different patterns and different colors, I didn't want to have the vertical stripes with a vertical stripe green with a, vertical stripe yellow. So I was just kind of alternating and deciding how I wanted to move from transition from one page to the other, the left to the right. So you can see that I'm playing that with that. And then I'm going to move them all down so I can squeeze that red one in at the front. And the funny thing is I thought I had extra banners, that I would have extra ones left over, but I didn't. So I grabbed the nutmeg ink, and I am going to ink the glass part of these glasses with that. And there's a difference if you swipe with the ink blending tool or if you pounce. And I was pouncing in it, and it gives it a, I don't know, it gives it a different look. You'll have to try it. And then with the outside frames of the glasses, I was doing a little more swiping. And I'm off camera here, but I am cutting off those little chads from them being punched out. I don't like to see those, so I'm smoothing those off and getting them taken care of, and then I go back and finish coloring with that raspberry ink. And I just used a little bit of painter's tape on the back to make sure that the lenses stay in the frames. And you can see I did my journaling, and basically all that says is that in our former life a year ago on the farm, there was always work to do. It was really tough to find a day to get away from the farm. If there was a rain day and we weren't in the fields, then we were kind of playing catch up with laundry or fixing machinery or grocery shopping and those kind of things. So very rarely did we get away from the farm on a nice day. But this happened to be our eldest's birthday, and that's really what she wanted to do. So we went down and I think it was Huron Lakeshore, and really enjoyed that. So, and the pop foam tape I'm using is the centers from the acetate and shaker window set. And in the midst of my cleaning, I have found so many little partial things of foam tape that I'm trying to use them all up so that I can go back to using the brand new stuff again. I don't know about you, but in my world, there's a thrill to using brand new tape. And I moved the dot to the eye up to the right because I wanted to ensure that I didn't lose it or scrape it away when I collected the paper backing from all the foam tape. So that was what I was doing up there, just being extra cautious. And I don't know what happened to the recording of me doing all of the stencil. I just used the ink blending tool, and through a stencil that I made, added the raspberry to a couple places on the layout. At the very end, when I was looking at the layout, I don't know if it was the next day or even at the end of the day. Oh, it was the same day. I decided that it was too bright, even though the swimsuit was bright pink. It just didn't work with the muted colors in the documented papers. So I did put the stencil back on and use the ink blending tool with the toffee ink again to kind of soften or dull down the pinks. In the photos and the camera, it doesn't look too bad, but in real life, it was drawing the eye too much, and I didn't really like that. So I'm gonna put glue on this and put the one down, and then I'm gonna put the other one down and realize, oh, you can't put that one down yet until you put down your other photo mats. So I end up pulling that right back up. And there's a little damage, but it won't be seen by the time all is said and done. So now we're going to bring those photo mats in. And the instructions in the magic book actually have you cut a full sheet, but I don't see the reason for that. So I always make notes on the pages when I've done a layout of, if you put this on top of that one, then you don't need to cut this whole thing. And I'll actually draw the lines of the cuts, and happy with how that works out. So now I'm going to glue down my little banner flags, and you can tell that I changed from how I originally had it to what it ends up, but I'm happy with it. So need a little more room to work, and I didn't need that right page or left page, excuse me, for where things go anymore. So, and I'm going to put a hinge on this card. So I grab a picture of my life card and I will glue it so that there's a little part of it that hangs below the photo, and I end up bending that and attaching it to the layout base, you know, onto that craft cardstock, and then I cover my hinge with the other photo that's underneath. And I'm pop dotting a different photo. These are some of the ones that are really old and need to be used up, so it's kind of nice. I think by the time I was done scrapbooking this day, I had used up all the dots. Maybe not, but I used up a bunch of all little ones, so I was excited by that. So there I am working on that hinge, and I use the score tape just because it's really strong. And then you'll see that you put this down, and I kind of just take a little bit of the tape off so that it doesn't adhere the whole thing, and then I can hold it in place while I peel the backing off, and that works really well for me. And then you just line that up to make so you hide your hinge. And I didn't do a lot of embellishing on the underside of the photo. Sometimes I do, but because I had used the Picture My Life card and it already had the bouquet of flowers, I just kind of embellished a little bit later, and you'll see that. And it was our oldest birthday. Again, we don't do huge things for birthday. They get a gift, obviously. They kind of get to choose what breakfast and lunch and dinner they want that mom will fix for them, and if they have a special dessert that they want, that's fine too. So I'm going to pull the other left page out again because I'm going to start adding some cluster embellishments, and I like to do it between the two layouts. Yep, here we go. Now you can see doing some of the stenciling. So you didn't get to see the stenciling on the left page, but here it is on the right. And I didn't want to I wanted to kind of fade out, so I did kind of half of the ink through. And I'm using the paper to just kind of protect some of the paper behind it. So that's what I'm doing there. Taking a look, what else does it need? And then we'll just add some embellishments. And I grabbed the Tri-Blend markers, and I'm adding color to some of those craft die cuts that came in the compliments. So I think I used the citrus blend for the yellow and the red or the dark pink maybe. And now we'll just scatter, we'll make our little clusters and see how it all comes together. So just adding some flowers. There was a big old thumbprint in the middle of my husband's head. He's pouring water over the toes of the kids that are buried in the sand. So I had to dust off his face so that it could be seen better. And just looking at the sticker sheet, see what other embellishments I want to add. At one point, I think I remember that I had the old puffy stickers in the right colors. Yep. So I grabbed those, and I'm just adding, they're a little bit of glitz and a little bit of dimension, and of course we had to have a little bird on the flag banner up there. And here's a closer look at the left hand page, and then sorry about the glare, here's what's going on with the right hand page. And you can see the flip flap open and those puffy stickers, and then I just wanted to show you how that works, follow me on these places, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for stopping by.